Hey, what's going on, my beautiful people? This is a certified life and relationship coach, Coach Court. In today's video, I want to talk to you about the formula that will make you, that will allow for you to have relationship bliss. And that formula is, I'll wait for people to come in here. Sorry, I'll pause for the cause. Who's all in here? Talk to me. What's up, fruitful community? So, all right, I'm gonna get to it. The formula that will equal relationship bliss, and that formula is wisdom plus experience equals relationship bliss. You can study as many books, as many theories, read attached, read, um, you know, Men Are from Mars, Women Are from Venus, or you can read any and all of those relationship books. You can have as much wisdom as you like, but if you don't have the experience to give you a deeper comprehension of whether or not those things that you're learning works or not, is a whole nother piece to the formula. Because a lot of the times I've read things and I've heard from other coaches things that I tried to apply myself and I tried to have my clients apply, and it didn't work. It just was not something that was very practical or useful. Hence the 30-day no contact rule. That rule does not apply to all people. It does not apply for all attachment styles. There are different ways you have to do it. You have to maneuver a certain way if you want that rule to work for certain people. So the wisdom, you go out, you study everything you can. You learn about your ex. You learn as much as you can about your current spouse, your current, husband, wife. But if you don't apply it by trial and error and seeing if it works for you, then most likely you're not gaining that relationship bliss, because you are missing a piece to the formula. You can have all the experience you want. You can go out and date and date and date. But if you don't have the wisdom, you'll continue to fail. You'll never reach that bliss because you're not getting that other piece to the puzzle, which is the wisdom. So it takes effort. And I know that people struggle in relationships because the other person isn't willing to gain the wisdom that they need in order to make the relationship work, to make it functional, and to make it last long term. So if you are able to, you can work with me if you like, figure out that missing piece to your puzzle, then most likely we can get you to. I'm not saying guaranteed, because not every relationship is meant to last. Not every relationship is meant to go the distance. It's not meant to go long term. But I can also help you figure that out also, as well. I can help you figure out whether or not the relationship was meant to go the distance. Because like I said in my other live, some people are only meant to come into your life to show you what new restaurant is in town, for you to experience a new club that's in town, for you to learn a little bit about yourself, learn what you like in a spouse and what's intolerable in a spouse. But if you can figure out what piece is missing, a lot of people are out here burying themselves in this information that they find on the World Wide Web, but they are not applying it. They're not dating. They're not seeing if this stuff is practical and if it actually works in relationships. Ladyboss, hey, thanks for the cup of Joe. I think you don't want to buy me the coffee. What is your name, Ladyboss? See, I need to get to learn my community, know who my community is. I don't like hiding behind these handles. Can you guys hear me? Am I rambling and nobody's even hearing this? Or is this actually coming through. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Look at that. See, if I can learn all 900 followers' names, that will be an achievement. I want to do that. I want to learn as many of you names as I can. Ladyboss, what's your real name? Writing it down. Whoever else is in here, you other 7 people that are in here. Shay, thank you for the coffee, Shay. I like to drink mochas, with a little bit of chocolate, with a little extra. Listening from Boston. Power Play, what's up, man? Or woman, I don't know. You're not telling me a name. You can give me an initial. I don't care. I'm cool with that. I see. That's the thing. Like, you hear me, but you don't see me. I don't like that. It's not cool. Can anybody else see me? Another thing is, if you're in these live sessions and you're from another country, there are restrictions that don't allow you to see me. A lot of countries have restrictions. Those firewalls. Ladyboss, Shay. Nice to meet you, Shay. Thank you again for the coffee. Power Play, Charles. Charles and Charles. You ever see that show? I don't know how old you are, but I just dated myself. Amira, pretty sure that's self-explanatory. Thank you for making my life easy. Good. I'm glad you're good. Where are you at, Ladyboss? Are you in the States or are you abroad? All right, so I'm asking you guys this question. What piece of the puzzle are you missing? Because as anxious attachers, we don't have a lot of experience with people, with different people. We stick to people. We stick with people that we're not compatible with. The relationship doesn't work. And we often spend a lot of years with that person because we want to love them out of their trauma. Cali, Shay from Cali. We want to love them out of their trauma, and we want to try to make the relationship last when it's not even supposed to. It's supposed to just be temporary. Because I was actually coaching somebody today, and they were talking about the seasons. Like, yeah, the seasons things are very real. You have your spring flings, you have your winter bays, the people that come along that's supposed to keep you company and cozy in the wintertime. And if you haven't noticed, a lot of those relationship statuses changes when the seasons change. People aren't as attracted to the person that they met at the bar in November. Come April, that person may not look that good to them. They may not have. They just may not be attracted to them anymore. Because my golden rule is the 90-day rule. I don't know if you guys have heard that before. You found out who a person really is within the first 90 days of dating them. Which part are you guys missing? Are you missing in the experience, or are you missing the wisdom? Are you just like, relationship illiterate, or are you not as experienced enough? What I was struggling with was protesting and communicating in a healthy way. So communicating in a healthy way, a lot of times if you are anxious preoccupied, what that looks like is not being able to state your needs without coming off as too demanding, too pushy, or getting angry about it, getting overly emotional about it. So you need to learn how to check your anxiety and your emotions in a manner that you're able to communicate what you want without getting too distraught. And a lot of the times, the reason that happens is because we allow things to go on for too long, and then we end up blowing up at that person because they're not meeting these needs that we had in our mind. We may not even have expressed toward them. So which one is it? Take this away from this session. Am I missing the experience? Because we date. Honestly, I feel like we date totally wrong. We should be dating to figure out who we want to be with for the rest of our lives. The things that we like about a person and the characteristics that we don't like. We shouldn't be trying to keep these people that are temporary, seasonal people for the rest of our lives. It's selfish, for one. And for two, it's going to cause unnecessary heartache. I have been here because I have been trying to love a DA through her trauma. I find it hard to discern without to let go or to keep going. More than 2 years now and trying to ensure that it isn't my... Yeah. So I would say, be patient, because that's what you have to do. You have to be patient. You have to be understanding and supportive. But if your mental health is starting to deteriorate, if there are people who are very lovely people that want to give you a chance, I don't think you should close the door on those people because you're trying to wait on something that may not even turn into something. There's a fine line between a person being dismissive and just not being into you, and where you find the clarity in that is a tough thing to do, because a lot of people that are not into you could just look like a dismissive avoidant, or they may show a lot of the signs of a dismissive because they'll breadcrumb you to keep you along or string you along for a little while. Yeah, like I say all the time, you don't attach to people very easily. It takes that one person that'll come along every decade or so that really does it for you, that really triggers you into your anxiety and turns you into a totally different person. And you become, the anxiety is uncontrollable at times. It makes you feel like you're losing your mind. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you don't want to hang out with friends. You just want your relationship to go back to the way that it was when things were blissful. So take this away from the session today. Figure out where it is you need to improve on. Maybe you need to just talk to as many people as you can, get as many phone numbers as you can, just to give yourself that confidence boost and to see what type of people are out there. Because you become disillusioned when you're so obsessed over this one person that you feel like that's the love of your life, and you also feel like that person, that little bit of breadcrumb of love is all you deserve. And I can tell you that many of the people I work with, they have a lot more to bring to the table than they realize, but they're so triggered into their anxiety that they can't see it. And it takes me to come along and say, listen, you got this going for you, this going for you. I mean, a lot of them are really successful people too, very well established in their careers, and they just struggle with that one piece in their life, and that's their relationship. They could be great dads, great moms, that one area. He's into me, but he can't get over his past trauma. Yeah, so it's very hard. You got it, Charles, no problem, man. It's very hard to be somebody's lover and their therapist at the same time. I'll say that 3 times. It's very hard to be somebody's lover and their therapist. It's very hard to be somebody's lover and their therapist at the same time. And their counselor. You can't do it. Like, you have to be able to separate that and understand, where those boundaries are as far as trying to fix that person. And we do it in a roundabout way. We may get really deep and really fixated into this attachment style stuff, or love languages or Mark Knapp's theory of relationship development. We'll get all into that. And then we try to push that off on them. And it just feels like pressure. And it feels like, this relationship is moving too fast. I don't think we're compatible because you're all into that and I'm not really into that. Hey, somebody just sent me. Shay, you still sending me coffee? You're too kind. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys follow me on Instagram if you haven't followed me yet. Iamcoachcourt. True, and I have been bold. Coach, you have been breaking it down a real way. And I appreciate that. Man, I appreciate you again, Charles. True, and I have been bold. She hates to be vulnerable. Yeah. Okay, so when, what I've learned, and like I tell people, I'm not a therapist. This is just something that I've, from working with clients, like hearing these different stories, they've told me how things are. And from my own personal experience, because I've had the wisdom, plus I've also had the experience. So I was able to find a deeper comprehension of what a relationship bliss looks like. Vulnerability is pain. It's predetermined pain because they know that, or they assume that at some point you're going to abandon them and you're going to break their heart. So they don't want to be too vulnerable with you. They don't want to give you ammo that you can take away from the relationship, to go and tell people their business or to throw it back in their face when they're feeling at their lowest. So they don't like being that vulnerable. And they don't want you to feel like they're crutching on you, because crutching on you would mean that they're weak, and that's not something they're willing to tolerate. They don't want to be needy. Their fear is our drivers as anxiety. Go figure. All right. I got to end this session. Any more questions? My fruitful community. Almost to 1K. Whoop, whoop. Super excited. I appreciate y'all. Without you guys, there's no me. I just had an idea. I put my idea in motion, studied up on all my mentors, and I was able to create this community. It's beautiful. Krishna. Hey, so I'm getting everybody's name, okay? Krishna, I really wish. Can you break that down for me? I want to know how to say that. Krishna. Am I saying it right? Yes? No? I pretty much think I nailed Amira. That's a beautiful name, by the way. I like it. Amira. It's really cool. So if you just came in, go back, replay, share, replay, share. What piece are you missing in your life? Are you missing the experience or the wisdom? Because without both of those pieces, you can't have a healthy, happy, functioning relationship. You can't go on autopilot in your relationship and expect everything to work itself out. You can't say, well, one day it'll all click and fall into place. No, you either have to learn by going to counseling, going to therapy, whatever you need to do. If it's not personal, then if you need to go to couples counseling, do that. I really do recommend that. They do give you some good tools to work with. If you need a coach, reach out to a relationship coach. There's a big community here on YouTube that does relationship coaching. Find one that fits for you to get you the wisdom. And then you have to date. You have to date the right way. Court. I kind of like it. This, kind of gives a little nice little ring to it. You have to court people in order to know what's right for you. Because you can't sit on a bench and read all the books without getting into the game. So then you'll never reach that deeper level of comprehension and understanding that, you know, this stuff works for me. Because Dr. Wayne Dyer talked about this too. He spoke about what was his truths, and the only way to figure out your truths is if you applied it and you learned it. If you got out there in the field, which is why when you go into college and when you're graduating from college, you're doing your masters, you're doing your internships. That's the part that's the most critical. Like, they want to make sure they can get you enough time in the field. You know, we've done all this book work. You know, we've played make-believe in class. But until we get you into the field and you get that experience part, that's how we know you have a deeper comprehension of the field that you want to go into. Isn't that crazy how you can take that from work and school and you can apply that to relationships too? But I'm going to ask you this question. If you did go to college, how many times did you change your majors before you realized that this major isn't right for me, or you realize that this major is right for me? This is something I want to do for the rest of my life. It took practice, repetition, getting yourself out there, experience. You can't do that on the bench. So you got to gain the wisdom, which I try to give you guys. I try to give you guys books, and, different theories and stuff that you can use. But I also want you guys to practice too. You changed your majors 3 times. Me too. I started IT, which sucked. I just could not. I couldn't master programming. It's like a foreign language to me. And then I went to accounting. We're not even going to go there. And then I switched it to sociology because it was something that resonated with me. I liked working with people. And I'm telling you, if you're an accountant, you don't really work with people. You work with numbers and computers. Still no contact rule for my DA for 2 weeks now. I noticed that he checked every story post in my Facebook. Chris Mills, so listen, that is a form of orbiting. Look it up, Google it, orbiting. It's a real thing. People do it. Why they do it, I've been asked that many times. Beats me. It could be because they want to, keep a little level of, keep tabs on your life. They want to be a part of your life in some form of way without any real intentions on taking it any further than that. Look at you guys, Crystal, Natasha. Hey, Natasha, thank you for coming. If you're just not coming in here, you're gonna have to go back and restart it again. Seemed like it might have been a pretty good session. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it was pretty helpful. Hopefully, it was helpful. You've been with your DA for 5 years. It's a long time. Yeah, sociology is it's an interesting field. I have more thoughts about, certain things that's going on today, like the social injustice and all that. Like, I studied all that in college, and I had to really give my views on things from every part of it. Like, I had to see it from every aspect. So I try to just sit back and just keep my mouth closed, because if I go into it, I just don't want to go there. He told me that he was opening up to me too much and had to go back to the way he used to before he met me. So yeah, he was definitely fearful. He was definitely struggling with that vulnerability part. And after a while, it just became too overwhelming for him. So turtle went back into its shell, is what happened. Oh, sorry, Charles. I'm gonna post that. Buy me a coffee. You guys got any more questions? Hey, if you do, I wish there was a way that these links can keep going after this. I don't know much about, how this chat thing works yet. Still sort of fresh to the YouTube community. And a mirror, thank you. I try to be helpful. I really do. As you can see, I'm here for you. I could be in there watching TV or listening to one of my books, but I choose to be here with you guys and encourage you guys to keep going in your journey. Because the further you get, as a recovering love addict, I can tell you that the further you get away from the breakup, the more support you get, the more people you talk to. So I'm trying to figure out what piece of content I want to release. I don't know if I want to do a book, if I want to do a workbook, or if I want to do a course. Which one would you guys think? Let's take a vote really quick. Really quick. Shay, Charles, Amira, Krishna, all you guys, which one would you think would be more useful for you? A book, a course, a workbook? I'm leaning more towards a workbook though. I feel like people need something to do, because sitting there and reading the whole time kind of gets a little dry if I'm thinking about how I learn. And the videos I feel are pretty helpful. You combine that with the workbook, would be something that'll be. Look at that. The votes are in. Mira, Shay. Thank you, guys. Workbook. Looks like I got some work to do, huh? Hey, so if you're just coming in, the topic of today is experience plus wisdom equals relationship bliss. And we all workbook with the course. Tawana stepping the game up in here. Where you been? You been in here the whole time and you ain't said nothing yet? Tisk, tisk. All right. Workbook with the course. She came with it. All right. Because I wrote a book. It was a divorce book. It was a book that when I was going through my divorce, it's kind of something that helped me heal from my breakup. But it wasn't, honestly, I don't think it was very good. I think it was something that was emotionally charged. It was very anxious-preoccupied of me, and I actually did. Hey, Glow. I actually did. I did a book on audio too, and I released it. It's on Amazon now, but it's pretty cheap. It's free on Amazon. On Audible, if you get an Audible subscription, it's free. So I did that, to kind of help myself heal. I don't think it's very good, but people that have read it said it was really insightful, and it I did paint good imagery. But I don't know how many people will be straight up honest and just say, I don't think the book was very good, but I don't care. So whatever. But I'll tell you my next, I don't feel like it was what I was meant to do. It was kind of like an intro. I was actually just trying to figure out the process of writing a book. It was kind of like my learning book. It taught me some things about publishing. But I loved it. It was actually really fun to do. The audio book was pretty fun too. Multitasking, it's all good. All right. I recently retested essay as well. Woo woo! Look at you. Also feeling and dealing much better. So like I said, your attachment styles can change. It can heal. You can be activated in certain situations with certain people. So good for you. Charles, thanks for the cup of Joe, my man. Appreciate it. He got me 3 cups of Joe's. You trying to over caffeinate me, aren't you? But you know what? I'm not mad at you, brother. Appreciate it. All right, it was good hanging out with y'all. If y'all like the nighttime, let me know. It's really tough to do it during the daytime because I'm usually booked up and I got other stuff going on. But I try to get on here at night because I know in America, we like to just chill and sit on the couch or lay up in bed and engage this way. But I appreciate you guys, this fruitful community. We're still pushing, baby, going further and further. I love all y'all, and I appreciate all y'all. You know, Shade, Charles, Amira, Tawana, all you guys. Krishna, thank you for being valued supporters, and Natasha too. I see you. Appreciate you guys. And I will get to working on that workbook. All right? Yeah.